Chef Tony Matassa here for ShoppersChoice.com and BarbecueGuys.com. Today I'd like to show y'all something called the Ribbo wheel. This thing is basically a rib Ferris wheel, which I find pretty cool. You just put the spit of your rotisserie through both ends here, and I'll show you in a second how it works, but you slide it through there and lock it in place, and once I get on there I'll show you. It basically spins around and around, staying steady like a Ferris wheel. You're able to cook all of your ribs without ever having to rotate them every half an hour or flip them over or have them in a certain rib rack and then rotate that over so that they get cooked on both sides and whatnot. You just set them in. Well, you put a rub on them first, which I'm going to do in a little while. You set them in there, turn it on, you're good to go. So I'll get the spit right now and show you how that part works. Once you pull the spit off the rotisserie from your grill, all you have to do is slide this in all the way through to the other side. And once you get it through, you line it up to make sure it's how you want it. And then you tighten these two top screws down. In just a second I'll zoom in and show you what it is in case you're not able to see it well. But you tighten them down to where they can't move. And then once you put it on the grill, you see how that rotates? Just like a Ferris wheel. I'm like a kid in the candy store over here. I'll get you in on a zoom in, you get to see what it looks like. I just wanted to zoom in for a second to show you guys the side plates and the screw that I was just using. So you can see both sides are the same. And it just, these little pins slide into the holes on each basket, and that's it. Once you get it where you want it, you just tighten it down, you throw your ribs on there, and you're good to go. And I'll show you how that works in just a second. All right, back to rib making. I've got 4 slabs of baby back ribs here. To that you'll need about 2 cups of wood chips pre-soaked for about a half an hour to an hour. And to show you how flexible it is, it's not that big of a deal. I have some chips here and some chunks here. These are cherry chunks, and these are bourbon barrel chips from when they make bourbon, basically. I like to use a spray bottle on mine. You can do it however you'd like. I have 8 ounces of apple cider or apple juice, 2 ounces of apple cider vinegar added to that. So it's about a 3-to-1, 4-to-1 ratio, something like that. You want to mix this in a little bit. And you also need about a cup of your favorite rib rub. I always make my own, but use whatever kind you'd like. All you have to do is fill this apple juice, apple cider mixture into your spray bottle. You could use it as a mop if you wanted to. I just find a spray a whole lot easier. And since we're using the Ribbo wheel and we're talking about ease of operation, I think we might as well keep it all simple. All right. All you do, well, the first thing you'll want to do, of course, is light your grill. Whether you're using charcoal or gas, whatnot, get it preheated for a good 15 to 30 minutes, get it ready to go. Now you want to get your grill preheated to about 300 degrees. While it's preheating, for about a half an hour or so, you want take your ribs out of the refrigerator and have them come to room temperature. I would say no longer than about 45 minutes, an hour at the most. But you want to rub your rub on them. I like to start on the underside. And you only want to put about half as much on the underside as the top side, because the top side will absorb more of the seasoning and spices. You also don't want to forget to rub seasoning onto these sides right here where the bones come out, because it'll absorb a lot of flavor in there too, but a lot of people don't season that spot and their ribs just don't come out as good, that's all. Alright, flip them over. This is all fairly simple. Once we get this done, they'll sit a little while and we'll throw them on the Ferris wheel back there, the Ribbo wheel, and we'll be done with it. About every 30 minutes or so, I like to spray them down with that spray that I made with the apple cider vinegar and the apple cider or apple juice, depending on what you're able to get. And that's it. Let them cook for about an hour and a half to 2 hours at 300 degrees. And they're either ready to serve strictly, depending on whether you like sauce or not. They're either ready to sauce up and do that part of it, or they're ready to serve. My grill's now holding steady at around 300 degrees, and my ribs have been relaxing at room temp or outside temp for about 30 minutes or so now. So I'm going to go ahead and put about half of my wood chips and half of my chunks into the little, now this particular unit happens to come with a smoker box. This is a Weber Summit. It comes with a little smoker box on the side, so I'm just going to put them right in there. I've already soaked and drained these chips. I'm going to put a couple of these chunks in there too. All right, and I've also put a very shallow disposable aluminum pan. I took the cooking grates off and I put the pan on top of the flame tamer, so that'll catch any major grease that would fall from the ribs and cause any kind of flare-ups. All we have to do now is put our ribs onto the Rib-O wheel and we're good to go. So I'm going to put 2 slabs on first, up top. All right. Put my other 2 on. It's kind of neat how the Ferris wheel just comes to meet you. And that's it. Close it down. I'll turn on the rotisserie. Normally I would leave it closed, but I'm going to open it just to show you guys what it looks like. So there you have it. Smoker box putting out a lot of nice smoke. Like I said, about every 30 minutes or so, and I'll tune you guys back in for this part, we will open it back up and spray the ribs down with the apple cider vinegar mixture. And in about an hour and a half to 2 hours, we're going to have beautiful ribs. It's been right around 30 minutes, and we're about to peek inside to see how our food Ferris wheel is doing in here. The Rib-O wheel. And I'm going to go ahead and spray down my ribs as I was telling you guys. Give them a nice spray like that. They're looking good. That's about it. I'm going to close them back up, and in about another 20, 25, 30 minutes, we'll open them back up and spray them down again. The ribs have now been on for about an hour. We're going to go ahead and check them out again and give them another little spray down. They're looking good and they're cooking good. I don't see any major flare-ups. I really like the ease of this this Rib-O wheel pork Ferris wheel that I have going here. Might see if tomorrow if I can use it to do some high heat vegetables and whatnot. See if that works out. I'll make a video for you guys and y'all can check it out. Looking good. The ribs have now been cooking at 300 degrees for about an hour and 45 minutes or so. I'll give them another little spray down. As you can see, they're looking great. And I can just tell you by the smell, which I don't guess you get to enjoy, but I can tell you by the smell they're going to taste great. I'm just going to let them continue to cook for about another, I'm probably going to let these guys go for about another hour or so. So we'll check them back in about a half an hour. Ribs have now been cooking for a little bit over 2 hours. I'll check them out. They're just about done. You can see where they're pulling off the bone there. I'd say maybe another half an hour. Could probably take them off now, but I like to go very low and slow. So I'll do these for about another half an hour. We'll come back and check on them and see. But like I said, you can see how they're pulling away from the bone there. They're just about done. The ribs have now been on for about 2.5 hours. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the rotisserie. I mean, look at that. As simple as that was, you just rub them, set them in there, turn it on, and that's it. You have those ribs. I don't think you can beat that. I'm going to go ahead and take them off and wrap them in foil for about 15 to 20 minutes, and they'll be ready to go. I hope you enjoyed our segment on the Rib-O wheel. And if you'd like to make professional style ribs as easy as rubbing, setting onto the Rib-O wheel, pressing a button, and spraying them down every 30 minutes or so, then log on to one of our sites, barbecueguys.com or shopperschoice.com. Search for the Rib-O wheel and pick yourself up one. That's about it for me today. Just remember, at Shoppers Choice and barbecueguys.com, we smoke the competition.